We are gathered today to mourn the loss of another wasted season for the Arizona Cardinals. Rest in peace, 2018 Arizona Cardinals season, and rest in peace, Steve Wilks' career, which only lasted one season, at least with the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals have finished a dreadful 3-13, the worst record in the league this year, earning, and trust me, they've earned the number one overall pick in the 2019 draft. One of their only 3 victories was against the Green Bay Packers. And after the Packers lost embarrassingly to the Cardinals, Mike McCarthy was fired as well before season's end. But this is not about the Packers and Lambeau mystique and all that fucking bullshit. This is about the Cardinals. Yeah, their worst record since 2000. God, and they've only won one game at home. Holy fucking shit. That's pretty fucking bad. But anyway, what went wrong for the Arizona Cardinals in 2018? Well, they hired Steve Wilks. I mean, give me a break. This dude lost to fucking Vance Joseph. A Vance Joseph coached Broncos team. Keep in mind, Vance Joseph is one of the worst coaches in the world. At least in the National Football League. There's just not a... I mean, you lose to Vance Joseph, you're going to be questioned whether or not you're a good coach. Now, a lot of coaches, including Steve Wilks, that were fired this past Black Monday, were black head coaches, which means race-baiting cockmasters will try to say that it's a racial thing, when in actuality they were garbage coaches. Steve Wilks is the only arguable one that you could say, well, maybe that you should wait till year 2. Vance Joseph got a second year. It is what it is. But in action, and that is more debatable than anything else, because I hate seeing rookie head coaches fired after one fucking season. It didn't work for the Cleveland Browns back in after 2013. Although, to be fair, Rob Chudzinski fucking sucked as well. So it's also understandable. But still, give me a fucking break. Another thing that went wrong for the Cardinals is that they decided, for some particular reason, they thought that Sam Bradford was still a good quarterback. And every time this Sam Bradford doubters keep criticizing any team that signs Sam Bradford to ridiculous money or whatever, they're usually right 100% of the fucking time. Don't even give me shit about his how good his stats were, or his ability at quarterback, or from the neck down how great he is. First off, he's not even good from the neck down. From the neck down, he has weak fucking knees for one thing. And he's not that. And he's an inconsistent fucking quarterback. And you paid him $15 million for that? Fuck out of here. Now, the Cardinals did do the right thing by trading up and getting a quarterback, but there are still doubts about Josh Rosen, because particularly his accuracy issues. See, his accuracy as a passer is god fucking awful. It is. Another thing that went wrong is that you signed Mike Glennon as well. Although you had to sign at least one veteran quarterback, it may as well have been Mike Glennon for less money. And you leave Sam Bradford wandering in free agency. See, the only good thing the Cardinals did after realizing that Sam Bradford is garbage, they didn't even dress him once he got benched. Because if they did that, they'd have to pay him $5 million more. So that's a plus there. But another thing that went wrong for the Cardinals is trading away Tyrann Mathieu to the Houston Texans. Although, yes, I get it. It's all about rebuilding and all that shit. The other pieces, and yes, other players on the Cardinals' defense was still there. And this is why Steve Wilks got fired after just one season. They were non-competitive as fuck. Okay? When you lose, when you get blown out by your division rivals, and those games are supposed to be close regardless of whether or not you win or lose, that's a fucking issue. When you lose to the Denver Broncos coached by Vance Joseph, that's an even bigger issue. Do I see a bright spot? Do I see the light at the end of the tunnel for this Cardinals team heading into 2019? No. And the reason why it's no is because their general manager is still there. He should have gotten the boot as well because it was his fucking hire. Let me rephrase that. I know I'm not supposed to rephrase in rest in peace videos, but fuck you. It's my fucking channel. Fuck off. But anyway, Steve Keim should have been fired, or Steve Keim, however the fuck you want to pronounce his name, because no one gives a flying fuck about this god-awful garbage franchise, the losingest franchise in NFL history. And there's a good reason for that, because they keep hiring garbage coaches or coaches who were great at the time, but then they're not great anymore because the game has passed them by. But Steve Keim should have been fired because the Steve Wilks hire was his hire. He may have drafted a few good players here and there, but that's the key, here and there. And judging by the 2018 season, his draft picks over the course of 3 years have not panned out. And the nuclear winter has finally happened in 2018. Another reason why there's not a glimmer of hope, Josh Rosen is still the quarterback of this team. Give me a break. Give me a fucking break. Two quarterbacks that probably should have been drafted in later rounds. Lamar Jackson being one of them, Josh Rosen being the other. Judging by his accuracy issues, he's garbage. And there might be a third quarterback that should have been drafted in a later round. But I'll get to Buffalo later. But anyway, Wait, what else? How else did this team go? Where else did this team go wrong? When you lost to the Oakland Raiders, there's a team that was clearly frickin' tanking. And they give the Raiders their first road victory of the season this past year as well. How the fuck do you do that? The Raiders were just done, and the Raiders got done completing their fire sale of not only trading Khalil Mack, but also trading away Amari Cooper. More on the Raiders later on during the month. Now, what do they do with that number 1 overall pick? Well, they can't pick quarterback because they're locked with Josh Rosen for a few years. They didn't even use David Johnson at all. And this could be Larry Fitzgerald's final season in the National Football League. If not, Larry Fitzgerald should request a trade to a real contending football team. His former teammate, Adrian Wilson, if I'm not mistaken, if that's his name, stayed with the Arizona Cardinals, stayed loyal with the Arizona Cardinals during his career of losing. And look where that loyalty went to. One Super Bowl and another playoff appearance, and then jack fucking shit after that. Larry Fitzgerald has done the exact same thing. And that's the other thing. Has Larry Fitzgerald used up his best seasons? Only one way to find out. But yes, the Cardinals still have a shit ton of work to do, and it's become pretty clear after just year 1 of the Steve Wilks experiment that it's going to take even longer for this organization to fucking fix. And with the NFC West being much improved, the Seahawks are going to be better. The Rams, regardless of how this season ends for them, they're still going to be good. And the 49ers, provided that they stay healthy and not catch the injury bug, they should be better too. So guess where that leaves the Cardinals in 2019? Guess what? Last place, and a rest in peace for 2019 early on as well. But anyway, to wrap up this 2019 season, 2018 season for the Arizona Cardinals, they've been shit the entire year. There is not a future. There is no darker future other than the Broncos than the Arizona Cardinals. And that's all I've got to fucking say about that shit. Now, can Josh Rosen prove me wrong? Of course he can. Any quarterback can prove anybody wrong. That's the great thing about predictions. It's all a fucking guessing game. But when they're right, you get the kudos. When you're wrong, you have to humble yourself and admit that you're wrong. It's just how it fucking works. But anyway, rest in peace, 2018 Arizona Cardinals season. And one more time, rest in peace, Steve Wilks' coaching tenure. Short-lived coaching tenure. Who knows who will be the head coach, but judging the Arizona Cardinals history, it's most likely somebody who is garbage. Garbage. So rest in peace. That's it. That's all. Till next time, later, fuckers.